Hi, it's Tom from Rocky Point Fitness and the Coquitlam Wellness Center. This is the second quick video in our sleep series to complement the sleep challenge that we are currently running within our community. As I said in the first video, sleep is one of the most significant activities in our life, that when you get enough of it, the lifelong benefits are huge. On the other hand, if you don't get enough sleep, that is 8 hours a day, you really do put yourself in the deep end of the pool where everything from poor cognitive and physical performance take its toll, right up to making yourself more vulnerable to, say, the pedestrian cold and flu, and even chronic disease. And so what I wanted to hit upon today are three mechanics of sleep. Basically, three natural systems that are operating 24 hours a day, and all three affect when you fall asleep. Now, I want to emphasize natural, as in forces of nature, as in you can't fight them. You need to obey the rules. In the first video, I touched on blue light and its effect on our body's system of producing melatonin. Melatonin is basically the starter's pistol. Once it's pumping, it gathers all the players in the body responsible for sleep together. Then it's 3, 2, 1, go, and it's time to shut down the body for sleep. The pineal gland is responsible for getting the melatonin going. It gets its orders from that little structure in the brain, the suprachiasmatic nerve. That nerve sits right behind the eyes where our optic nerves crisscross before their final destination in the visuospatial region of our brains. At that crisscross, the suprachiasmatic nucleus is sampling for blue light. Nature intended that sunlight be that source of light that gets screened for the blue end of the spectrum. The sun goes down, there's a decrease in blue light, the suprachiasmatic nucleus relays that report that there is less blue light, melatonin starts pumping, and then the reverse happens. When the sun comes up, here comes more blue light, enough with the melatonin already, it's time to get up. Now, our technology evolved quicker than nature. We each have more than one screen, and that is emitting blue light. Our LED light bulbs that almost everybody uses, blue light. And that's why we asked you to try and do away with the screen 2 hours before bed. The long and short of it, the blue light coming from that screen and that light bulb are interfering with your body's natural ability to produce melatonin and get you off to sleep at a good time. Fortunately, blue light and its connection to melatonin production are not the only forces at work to get you off to sleep. There is the circadian rhythm. Early sleep researchers discovered that your circadian rhythm operates independently of sunlight, a nearly perfect 24-hour signal that runs in your brain. On average, the rhythm peaks around 1 p.m. and bottoms out at around 3 a.m. After dusk, the circadian rhythm signals starts to quiet down, and this triggers much of the brain functions to start winding down as well. Now, in the morning, as dawn approaches, the signal gets louder and the body and the brain initiate a natural wake-up. The timing of the circadian rhythm can differ from one person to the next. Some people's signals will fire up sooner and drop off earlier, while others peak and bottom later in the cycle. It's a circadian rhythm that identifies morning larks from night owls. In the perfect world, we'd all fall asleep when we grew tired and wake up whenever the circadian rhythm grew stronger. However, the alarm clock has been a major influence in our lives. Okay, the last force at work I want to hit on is sleep pressure. This comes in the form of adenosine. Adenosine is like a sleep barometer. Throughout the day, adenosine builds up in our brains. Let's use some cartoon logic. And imagine our skulls are like a kitchen sink with the drain plug in. As the day progresses, the adenosine fills up the sink and interacts with the brain. When that adenosine is at high levels, you get overwhelming feelings to sleep. When we sleep, it's as though the drain in that sink is opened and the adenosine drains out. When we wake up, the plug goes back in and the adenosine will start accumulating again. Now, if you didn't get enough sleep, then the adenosine that will start accumulating today will be on top of that adenosine you failed to clear with your shortened sleep. By mid-morning, you're going to want to go back to bed. So, Those are the three big players that influence when you fall asleep and when you wake up: blue light and melatonin, circadian rhythm, and adenosine or sleep pressure. In the next video, I will get into the number one way that we all happily screw up our ability to get to sleep. Until then, keep safe, stay healthy, and blue skies.